What's up, everyone? Freakenstein here, and we have jugglehead creations in the house tonight. This is Ethan, and Ethan has done something super cool, and I hope you guys check out his channel and take a look at what he did. And I'm going to let him explain what he did. Take it from here, man.
Yeah, okay. Um,
Put me on the
I
spot.
So my name's Ethan. I've got this newish YouTube channel that I've been uh pretty much devoted to sort of upgrading some of the stuff that we liked as a child and maybe even more recently. And So one of the things I've worked on was doing a remaster of sorts with Captain Power, and that was a bit challenging, and gotten really good response with that. So yeah, I think that's probably the best you're going to see with Captain Power in terms of the quality. But my big project has been the Transformers movie. And
86 movie. 86 movie.
yeah, yeah, the '86 movie. Yeah, the only one I'm thinking of. Funny.
Everybody else is thinking everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially with the new Transformers One coming out, right? And yeah, so no, we're talking Transformers movie directed by Nelson Shin and a whole ton of talented artists and writers and just talent across the board in that movie. I personally believe that that movie's a masterpiece. It's been in my top 10 for ever since I saw it as a kid. It's like the first movie that I saw that when I popped in the tape, I rewound it and watched it again. So that was one of the first experiences of doing that. And over the years, I mean, I just watch the movie all the time. I mean, it's just like one of those things. Like it's like you can just put it on and just like, and it's over before you know it. And it's just like the visuals, the characters, the overall themes, the artwork. I mean, the music, everything's just so perfect. The voice actors. I mean, everything is just so perfect. And so, yeah, so what I've done is I've got this new version of the movie here, and it's called uh, Transformers, Transformers the movie reformat. And what that entails is like everyone asks me like, what have you actually done? You know, because I've been releasing a bunch of like promotional stuff for it. And everyone asks me like, what have you actually done? And just overall, what I've done is I've upgraded the visuals. All right. So I've taken the original full frame open matte version of the movie on the Blu-ray, which is 1080p, and I've upscaled it to 4K. I've removed all the noise, all the grain. In doing so, I've also increased the detail, and I've also added extra in between frames where possible. So this is using the latest cutting edge video processing tools, and not only that, my own blood, sweat, and tears because it took me 2 months to do this conversion. This is not a this is not like a typical uh, thing that I can just run it through and then put it out there. I literally went through every frame of the movie two times, and
Wow.
then I went through and fixed bugs and stuff. It's a lot of effort. And Initially, yeah. So Transformers movie reformat. That's what I'm calling it.
Yep, I want a copy because you know how many copies of stuff that I got for that people have been sending me lately of everything. It's like, okay, okay, but yeah, I always want to see the differences. Like I'll literally put up two TVs right side by side, put the volume down, and just watch and see how far and what's different. And I love doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, so you just did a new trailer for the movie, and you just posted that on your website, and I
Mhm.
watched it, and I was like, now the first thing I'm going to tell you what I thought after watching
All
it though.
right.
If this was 1986 and I was a parent and I watched that trailer, I don't think I would have let my little 5, 6, 7 year old kid go. Maybe a little bit older, but dude, you did such a good job of putting that story together in that whole thing that it would have been like mind blowing even for an adult to watch that and be like, what the hell did I just watch, man? That is so cool. Should my
Yeah.
kids see it? You know what I mean? Like the way
Yeah.
you did that is telling that story so perfectly. I was like, wow. I had to watch it like 5 times in a row.
Did
Like
you?
literally. Yeah. My battery was getting hot, man, on my phone because I'm like, what did I just watch here? Is there any
Yeah.
Transformers movie that I know I've already seen, but like
Right.
look at how this story has been told through this trailer. So if you guys have not seen this trailer, you all have to go and see this trailer. Just
Yeah.
go check it out, man. And like always, subscribe to everybody that does anything with Transformers, okay? Because y'all bleed Energon, and so do we. We got to support each other, right? So frame by frame, man, you must have spent hundreds of hours doing this because I know a
Oh
little bit
yeah.
about framing, right? Like my brother, he went to Sheridan. He was back in like the 90s. He was going to work for Disney and he was doing everything by cells and having to take 2 pictures at a time, kind of stuff like that. I know it's different with digital now, but oh my God, I could just imagine still with digital how much time you put into that. So like I said to everybody out there that's watching and that is going to watch, you need to subscribe because this man is working hard, and I mean hard,
Yeah.
to give you this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I am putting in a lot of time on it, and I actually have some really cool stuff even planned beyond. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we want to go there just yet. I still want to talk about the trailer. We can talk about the the details of what went into the actual movie itself as well. But yeah, I mean, I got a lot of stuff planned. One of the things that I wanted to do with this footage, I mean, it was the trailer here. Was this trailer? The way that I wanted to do the trailer required the it was only possible with this type of imagery, with the extra detail and the extra frames. So there's some rapid cuts that you wouldn't be able to get away with less frames. And I'm not knocking the original movie, not at all. But this is just what I like creatively. This is just what I want to do. I wanted to do a modern, sort of like a modern trailer. Like if you were to go to the theater right now and see the trailer for, this movie, it would be a professional result, and this is what you would expect. So
Yeah.
that was sort of my approach there, and yeah, I mean, it required like this this modern reformat movie type of footage to make that work. And yeah, I mean, the thing just dropped yesterday. It's gotten some views. I would really like it to go viral. I'm really hoping that it does that, but like I'm sort of trying to keep it in check, because like, I really want this. What my overall objective here, I mean, I've already satisfied myself, like in terms of the movie itself. Like I can put the movie on in this and I can watch it whenever. And I've seen it a bunch of times and it's truly an incredible experience. You guys are gonna get you if you like this footage, if you're not critical of it, there's some people who are critical, it's fine. But if you like it, you're gonna be blown away. Like blown away. All right. This is
Yeah.
like such a huge upgrade of the movie. And like it's gonna just be it's not perfect, but like I mean it's a great new way of watching this movie.
Okay,
And
well, let me just cut in here for just a quick second and tell these people some stuff, okay? So again, like I said, I watched that thing 5 times in a row. Okay, this trailer is so good that if Hasbro said right now, okay, we're reproducing the movie, and they showed that trailer, I think it would turn all these people that are haters of that movie into someone that that haven't even given the movie a chance yet because they're stuck with, oh, I'm not going to watch no cartoon when I watch the Michael Bay movie, stuff like that.
sure.
I would think it would turn their heads right around and be like, what? This has got a
Yeah,
story. You can tell just by that trailer that this has got a real story to it.
it's epic, man. It's epic.
Like the way
Yeah.
you introduce Daniel and his and Spike and all that kind of stuff into the storyline of this trailer with Rodimus and Galvatron and Megatron, everything was there. The story is being told, but not all of it. It's like leaving you cliffhanger the whole time you're watching this, guys.
Yeah.
You don't even get
Yeah.
it. Like I've been collecting Transformers forever. I watched the movie in theaters. In fact, I already told you when I was in the theaters and everybody left, I sat in that seat and waited a half an hour later until the movie started again. So I watched it twice. I had
I
to
don't
sit
blame
through
you.
I had to sit through 2 audiences of crying kids because I didn't know what I just seen. Right. So like
That first time you're like, what?
I, I,
This
I watched
got
it again.
believable. Yeah.
I watched it again thinking, no, that didn't happen. It's not gonna happen this time. That was my mindset. It's not gonna happen. But it happened again. And
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like even like watching it all these times watching this movie. I mean, I must have seen the movie a few hundred times easily. And every time you watch Optimus, it's just like it's emotional. It's crazy. It's it's just it's like when Spock dies, in Wrath
yeah,
of Khan. It's like that. And every time you watch it, it's like you can't help it, And so yeah, I mean it's and the movie itself is just like epic beyond belief. Like a lot of people, and this is really what my objective is with this movie. I have an overall objective here. The reason I want it to go viral is not for my own narcissism, but I would really like people to see this movie because I think a lot of Transformers fans have not seen this movie. And this is like the best, in my opinion, this is the best on screen representation of Transformers.
think
Um,
about think about all these new generations of anime lovers. Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
now
And this is anime too. Like
yeah,
this is anime. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have told me for years now, oh, Transformers is not animation. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is the original
Yeah.
animation here. This
Yeah.
like
Toei. Yeah.
it's not. They always use this. Oh, it's not Pokemon, and I'm like, man, what are you talking about? Transformers is the original Pokemon. You don't got to catch them all. You got to collect them all.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line right there. So like, I,
Yeah.
I I keep on trying to tell people this. I was a diehard G1er. You couldn't turn my head any which way except for G1. Okay.
I mean, gee, like Transformers in '84 was the shit. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like there was nothing that compared. Like the concept, the toys itself, all the characters, the voice acting, the animation,
It was ahead of its time.
everything was just like way like on another level. And
Way
there
ahead
was
of its
just
time.
there's nothing at the time.
No,
Remind me, did Voltron come before? I want to say
mm,
it did,
I
but
don't know. I
I want to
can't look
say
it up right now. But
I'm looking.
there was Ultraman and stuff like that out before that. You know what I
Well,
mean?
Speed Racer, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff like that. But so
yeah.
like I was saying, I was a G1er forever, up to just a few years ago. And what happened is that I literally got in my head.
Same time.
I'm doing it live.
Freakenstein. He lives in my building. Right on.
I got awesome
You
neighbors.
got you
Uh,
gotta love it. Yeah.
so, like I was saying, I was right against it. The first Michael Bay movie, I was like, nope, that's not my Optimus Prime. That's not my Megatron. Can't stand it. Second movie, same thing. Third movie, same thing. Fourth movie, same thing. Then I watched Bumblebee, and I was like, okay, they brought back that magic. They brought back that connection. They brought back that heart. And I was like, yes, yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah, especially
and
the
like,
beginning of the movie. Oh
yeah,
man, you know, watching the beginning of that movie, you're like, don't please let the whole movie be like this, you know. But you know
yes.
it wasn't. You know it wasn't. But like, even so, you were just praying to God that the whole movie was going to be like that.
So
And you know, it's
again,
like,
I don't know why Hollywood or Paramount and Hasbro hasn't taken a clue yet. Hello, the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee, everybody thinks is the best thing we've ever seen of Transformers. That first
yeah,
5 minutes.
yeah,
So get your
probably,
ass on it,
yeah.
get your ass on it, and make a whole damn movie just about Transformers, how they have to leave Cybertron because of the war, and make it like that. Just the whole damn movie. I
Yeah,
don't
you
care.
can
Just do it.
you can have human characters in there.
In
There's
the
nothing
end,
stopping that. Like you can
yeah,
have Earth involved. It's yeah,
yeah.
I don't get it, man. Like
Like,
you know,
say
they work with these creative types and I just don't understand. Like, you
they
know, I
don't
mean like
work with fans. They don't work with fans, man. They do not work with
well,
fans. I will never understand.
I gotta respectfully I'm gonna argue with you on that one. So I agree with you on that, but I don't think that's the problem. I think, you know, in the past, I mean, all the movies that I love are from the 80s and 90s. And when they brought guys on to work on like established stuff, like they respected those properties, you know,
Yeah.
like the guys working on Star Trek and stuff, like they didn't come in and satisfy their own artistic whatever. They just wrote good Star Trek, you know. And
Well,
the same's true with Transformers in a sense. Like I mean, if you look at like Beast Wars is I guess controversial, I guess, but like it at its core, it's Transformers. So they didn't
yep.
sacrifice like the core of what Transformers is, and they
What
just wrote quality Transformers, you know, and with the
what you
different
just
concept
said is
characters.
what made me change my mind.
Okay.
Because honestly, that Beast Wars, I never
Yeah,
watched it, and I watched it before Rise of the Beast, and I come to the
it's awesome.
realization
Awesome. Yeah, it's fucking amazing. I
it's
think
not
the
my favorite.
writing.
It's not my favorite, but I will say this: it brought
Yeah,
another generation into Transformers, and I don't care.
yeah, that's true.
Even Rescue Bots is going to bring in another generation of Transformers. Whoever grew up as a little kid watching Rescue Bots is going to watch all these Transformers now. And as long as it keeps going, it's going to be just like Star Wars, Star Trek, all that stuff like that. It's going to keep going, and that's what I want to happen. I don't
Well,
want it to end.
I think that the mistake that, if I can just be frank here, I think the mistake that they're making is um they're making Transformers for kids, and they're not making it for the kid in us. And that is what Beast Wars did. That's what original G1 Transformers did. Those guys were making it for the kid in us. They weren't making it for kids.
Yeah.
And that I think is the reason why Transformers has endured for so long is because because it's not just dopey kid stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I would even argue that the Michael Bay movies are like that. They're not like,
I'm alive. Sorry again,
you
another
know.
neighbor.
Anyway, so yeah, but anyway, yeah, yeah. Anyway, like you want to talk about the trailer?
Yes, yes. What do you want to say about it, man? Keep. You know what?
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about it. Like I said, if
Uh,
I was to watch that today, and never seen Transformers before, or didn't even like Transformers, I'd be like, oh, I gotta see this. This looks so interesting. This looks so cool. Like,
Yeah.
again, just with that trailer, you literally brought something back in my life again, like a new spark, let's say, for Transformers. Like, you don't even know. You got
Oh, I
talent, bro.
know. I experienced the same thing. I mean, like, I'm working on it, right? And like again, my goal here, I figured I was like, all right, if I do this trailer right, the existing fans who have seen this movie 100 times, know it line by line, they're gonna love it, right? So I figured that would just be one of the dominoes that fell if I really nailed it. And watching it as a fan for the first time, like I cut like the first opening up until the Marvel and the Hasbro logo, like that didn't change too much. That pretty much just went together exactly how I envisioned it. And I wanted to open with I wanted to open with Bumblebee. Like the first thing you hear and see is Bumblebee, right? And Bumblebee is not the main character, is not one of the main characters of the movie. And sadly, I think that's a missed opportunity. But you can only have so many characters. And so I wanted to do that because he's the big recognizable character in all the latest movies, and to all the latest cartoons and all that stuff. And they have, I don't know how many Bumblebee figures released, right? So that was one of the reasons why I really wanted to like go immediately, like first shot, first thing that you see is Bumblebee. And the reason I did that is for the kids. Like,
Yeah,
I want people that have not seen this movie to immediately recognize that it's Transformers, and immediately go, "Oh, that's Bumblebee," you know. And then just at the very least, give the rest of the trailer a chance.
yeah,
And so yeah, so that was my thought there. And yeah, I mean, I was like, should I open with Optimus? Should I open with who and I definitely like Optimus. I ended up closing with Optimus. And like the reason I decided to do that, I sort of saved Optimus for the big emotional. There's a couple emotional beats with Optimus that I'm like, all right, Optimus is going to have his moments to shine here. And so yeah, and then but ultimately the trailer itself um is about Daniel.
yeah,
And Daniel is the window to the world of Transformers in the movie. So I really wanted to focus on Daniel's story. And Daniel has his father, who's Spike. He's in jeopardy, right? So
yeah,
I wanted to establish Unicron. I'll get to Unicron in a second. But I want to establish this big threat, and then how Daniel and his dad are connected to that threat directly. And so and then yeah, and then the third one, the big one, is frankly it's Unicron.
yeah,
I don't think, like, as Transformers fans, like, we're well aware of Unicron, and we know what Unicron's capable of, and it's because of this movie.
yeah,
Uh, and Unicron hasn't really, like, there's always sort of been like this thing in like later Transformers stuff where like there's this big threat about Unicron, but then Unicron doesn't really do anything.
yeah.
Like, he doesn't ever really come through with anything, because what are you going to do? Destroy Earth? You can't do that. So in this movie, this is really where you see like how malevolent this character is, and how just total epic it is, like apocalyptic.
Well, look,
So
there's some fan made stuff. I don't know if you caught this, but to compare how much of a threat Unicron really was, they a fan made Galactus versus Unicron. I don't know if you've seen that,
Oh
but
yeah,
like
I can see that.
for all those Marvel fans out there that know who Galactus is, this in the Transformer world, this is our Galactus. You know what I mean? This is our world eater,
Oh yeah,
right? So,
absolutely. Yeah, he's absolutely a Galactus type of. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's basically just like a transforming Galactus. Basically, I mean that's basically
but
what
like,
it is. And basically, Galvatron is basically Silver Surfer. I
yeah,
mean,
but like in
it
your
is what it
trailer,
is.
this is what I really loved about it, and I forgot to mention this, but this is what I really loved. Not only did you show the ultimate bad guy, but you brought in and showed the new bad guy. And then you also showed the ultimate threat for all Spark Transformers. I was like,
Mm.
man, they did not have none of this at all in the original trailer. Like, I was like, no way.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. The
it
original
just brings so
trailer.
much to the table. Go ahead.
No, I did upgrade that original trailer, and a lot of people thought that that was because I had told people like what I was working on. Like I was working on this like crazy new like trailer, that's gonna blow people away. And then I released, this upgraded original trailer, and they thought that's what I was working on. It's pretty funny,
No.
but the original trailer, I mean, it's not very good, you know. So even to the standards of the day, it wasn't very good. So
It was
I
rushed, right? Like, I think it was pretty much
it looked
rushed.
yeah, it looked rushed, and frankly, I don't think that they really knew how to market the movie.
No.
The movie, you know, it the movie isn't like, I mean, it's perfect in a way, but like it's not perfect like in terms of like, I mean, they really threw everything into this movie. And so there's a lot going on. So like, you got Galvatron, you got Unicron, you got the original G1 bots, you got the new bots, you got the ones that are being reformatted, and then you got the Matrix, and now we're going ahead in time. We're in the future a little. I mean, then you got the transforming planet, and you got the transforming city. I mean, there's just like, like there's there. I mean, I love how like they did that. How it's just
Yeah.
like every scene is just like this crazy, hard sci-fi idea. But in terms of marketing the movie, I understand why like they're just like, what do we do? We I guess we just show Optimus Prime and we show
Yeah.
the kid in the car and you know I mean and just a glimpse of Unicron, I guess, I mean, so I don't, and then they have the what, I don't know, what don't they have, I forget which song plays, but you know I think they did what they could, but yeah, I mean, it's certainly not. It wasn't a good trailer for the time, and I think it's just okay now. And yeah, and I redid it just because like I sort of wanted to market this movie. I wanted to. It's one of the first things that I wanted to do. That I was like, all right, let's do something with this footage and put it out there. And sort of like use that to sell the Transformers reformat. So.
Yeah. Like I was saying, Hasbro, if it really releases this movie, they need to contact you and hire you and use your
Yeah.
footage. Man. Like seriously, bro. Like if they really want to capture an audience, this is the trailer for it. Honestly, like it's phenomenal, man. Like
Thank you.
I can't like honestly, as a Transformers fan, there's been so much that I've wanted to see done to Transformers. We talked about it a little bit, like how new X-Men 97 is coming. I've always wanted them to go back and fill in those years and get rid of
Mm,
those two seasons and like
sure.
explain to us how Rodimus Prime, how Ultra Magnus, how RC, how Cup, how all these characters actually came, and honestly, the way you have a vision for stuff like this, man, just with the trailer, I know you got the vision. You put this thing so perfectly together. It's like a 30,000 layer cake in your face. So
Right.
like I would say this, man, if they ever said, "Oh, we're gonna do like 97, we're gonna bring in this stuff," I'd be like, "You need to hire this guy right here. You need to go with the vision that he sees, and you need to work with writers that truly have been through this since the beginning." You know.
Well, if they do contact me, I've got a great idea for that. So I don't know if I should say it, but yeah, I got a
No, keep your
great
secrets. Keep
idea.
people, yeah, keep your secrets. Keep people in suspense
Yeah.
because you might come out with stuff. And I'm telling you, man, you know, I honestly want this to go viral. In fact, I've been telling other people that I talk to in the Transformer community that do videos that they need to contact you and also do interviews with you. So hopefully they'll reach out to you soon,
Oh,
and you
thanks,
can
man.
put on more channels because, in my eyes, like I said, we all bleed Energon, whether we're doing this our own channels, but the bottom line is we're all Transformer fans and collectors, and we got to support each other. And this is too good to miss up. So you guys, hear me out there. Go and watch this trailer. It is so sick. And anybody out there that has a YouTube Transformers channel, you need to get this guy on and interview him. Seriously. I know you'll have better questions than me. This is just us hanging out and talking about this. But you know, I really want to get the word out there, and I will be posting again all over my channel where you can watch this, where you can see this. But this thing you cannot miss. If you love Michael Bay, if you love all this other stuff, you love Beast Wars, you all this, and you've not seen this movie, watch this trailer. It's going to make you want to watch it. 100,
That's true.
1000%. You know, again, I cannot even imagine that I watched this movie without seeing this trailer. That's
Yeah,
how
I
good it
mean,
is.
that's ultimately the goal here is to get people jazzed to see this movie,
Yeah,
if they've never
yeah.
seen it before and if they have, so yeah, I'm glad you like it. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I mean, even myself, like I'll just put it on, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, just kind of watch it with fresh eyes in a sense.
So, have you already completed the whole movie? Or are you still working on it?
Yeah, no, the movie's done. The movie's been done. And yeah, a lot of people have been like, put it out. It's done, right? Just put it up, And yeah, sort of my issue with that is I think this thing's pretty special, and a lot of effort went into it, and so I want. That's sort of like one of the reasons why I wanted to build up some hype for it. I wanted to do something that was like as a fan, I'm like, all right, it's 40th anniversary. Like, what would I want to see? And this is what this like in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is what I wanted. Like, if I was a fan, I am a fan. But
You
if like,
weren't a
what
fan.
yeah, this is sort of like what I would want as a fan, right? Like I want to see a kick-ass trailer. I want to see a bunch of marketing shit. It's like I got some like wallpapers and stuff, Like I want to see that. I want to see some interviews, right? Like I want to see I want to see people really like really getting into it, like a movie's like you can go watch a movie without seeing any marketing, any trailers, any commercials, and if the movie's good, it's good. But like if a movie, if you get into the marketing of it, like you get jazzed about it, and it's different, and
Yeah.
you know, Transformers is so like, I mean, like all of us like collect, toys and stuff. And, it's like, it's such a marketing driven machine here. So it's like, so that's the thing. I wanted to generate, I want to build some hype, even if I'm
Eh,
not successful in getting this thing viral, like at least like the people that are really into it, can get a little special something out of it here. Yeah.
well, I was going to suggest this. Maybe you can do like, you know, on your channel, if you donate this to my Patreon or whatnot, I'll send you a copy. You know what I mean? Something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know what how
Yeah.
that would fly so well, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
Honestly, a couple of people from America have told me it's been over this time. It's not even theirs anymore. They don't have the rights to it. Blah 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 blah. But every year they're coming out with something or other that it's like
Well, that's not very accurate. I mean, it does use currently used intellectual property, like the Transformers name, the characters. So it is owned by, I mean, Hasbro own it's theirs, yeah, like sending like discs and stuff. I can't really do that because really the only place that I could really show this thing is YouTube.
yeah,
Because YouTube has like, yeah, I couldn't put it on like Rumble. I can't put it anywhere without
no,
breaking the law. So this is with with Hasbro's good graces, they've been allowing for years now fans to upload Transformers content.
it it's free
And
publicity for them, and they know it. Like
yeah, I mean, and it's like, like like if you think about it, like the G1 fans are the ones that are spending all the money right now, and it's like, you don't want to really piss us off, but like, I don't think that's what they're doing. I mean, they just did the whole Earthrise thing. I mean, man, what a huge love letter to G1 fans. Actually, all the Legacy, they threw Beast Wars in there too. I mean, what a huge love letter, man. I mean,
yeah,
they didn't have to
well,
do that. They did not have to do that.
look
They
what
and they
everybody
and they went all out with it.
look
So
what everybody was saying for Transformers One, the first trailer. What were they all saying? They were all across the boards. I was reading, "Oh, it's for kids. It's for kids. It's for kids." And then boom, the second trailer comes out,
yeah, we'll
and you
see.
got every adult
We'll
going,
see.
"Oh wow, that's it's not such a bumbling comic fool of a movie. Wait a minute, I can really get into this." That's what they're saying. It's like, all right,
Yeah,
you need to watch this trailer because for all those haters of G1 out there, you need to see this because if you never gave this movie a chance, you're gonna want to. Let me
I,
just get to the comments here real quick.
I'm
Buzz off,
hoping. I'm hoping
yeah.
the movie's great, man. I'm really hoping.
So Buzzsaw says hello, and Cody says sup. What's going on, guys? It's great to have people come on and say stuff. I was hoping more people would come on tonight. It just might not be that type of night. It's been a hot day here where I'm at. I don't know what it's like everywhere else, but it's been a hot, muggy
Yeah,
day.
it's pretty
But
hot over here.
yeah. So again, I can't wait to see this full length movie. If it's man, like again, I've had some digital copies given to me that they said they spruced up the colors, they did this, they did that, and it was still not smooth. It wasn't, you could tell
Yeah,
where some scene they redid the colors, but then they didn't do nothing, and it was like,
yeah,
okay, the 4K copy is better. What did you do? You didn't really do much, but I could tell
yeah.
just by the clips of this trailer, you did a lot, man.
Yeah, and that's why I sort of steered away from like calling it like 4K or 4K 60 or remaster or something. I wanted it to be unique and special. So yeah, and I'll deal with anytime anyone's like, wait, what is it? I'll deal with that separately, as opposed to going through the technical details. So
So again, for me, look, man, I watched that when I was a child, and you made me want to watch the movie over and over and over again because of that. Just like
I know, right?
honestly, when you told me that you made a new trailer for the movie, I was thinking, oh, okay, well, I've seen trailers before, and
Mhm.
I didn't expect this, man. I was literally like, what am I watching? I
Yeah,
was like.
yeah.
Like the love that I had for Transformers back then re-sparked inside me. I was like, oh,
What's
everybody
your
got to.
what the first what's your favorite part of the trailer? The first thing that comes to
Okay,
mind.
okay.
First
So
thing that
it's
came to
all.
mind.
Listen, It was the fact that you literally brought Daniel in and showed him because no one ever talks about this. That poor kid goes through hell. He goes through
Yeah, he
hell.
does, doesn't he? He's got
And
an
you
arc.
told that story. You told that story. That's what stood out, like right then and there. And then also the whole thing about how Unicron was like the ultimate enemy that you
He's
guys
a
weren't
bastard,
expecting.
man. He's a
Like you guys,
bastard.
you know, it's like what the,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
man,
we have to establish that, this is Unicron. This is who we're talking about here. This is the guy that's gonna like destroy everything. And
yeah,
yeah, I mean the threat is real. It's a big movie. And it's and like yeah, and then dropping Bumblebee at and making it like doing a little like there's a little I call it like a Christopher Nolan when the orchestra swells up and fucking all this apocalypse is happening.
dude, you literally made me like Bumblebee. That's horrible, but it's true. Okay, like
Bumblebee was my
literally,
first. I would say Bumblebee was my first favorite. Either
like
Hound or Bumblebee, and then it went to Mirage and Trail. No, then it was Trailbreaker, then Mirage,
see
and then
everybody.
but Optimus, of course, right?
Everybody's always like, "Who's your favorite Transformer?" And it's always gonna be Soundwave, and then next Blaster. And why? Because they had minions, man. Like, come on, they
Sure.
had their own personal little army. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
who wouldn't want that, you know? But like, honestly, you told a story in just this trailer that the whole movie tells, and I love that, man. I really do because, like, honestly, people see that trailer and they're like, "Oh well," it just looks like what? What are we gonna watch? It's Transformers, but what? What's this about? You told
Yeah.
the story. You put the whole story in there, man. Like it was just ridiculous. And
Well, the
again, like
setup anyway.
I like Bumblebee. It's like what the hell? Like I've been saying it for years, and I'll still say it. You know, Bumblebee might be your favorite, but growing up as a kid watching Transformers, he was just a chauffeur. He was a human chauffeur. He
He was the
wasn't a
first.
warrior.
He
He
was the
wasn't
first.
anything,
He was the Spike's
buddy.
first car. You know.
Yeah, but like I would go with like if it was Autobots, I would be down for Hound, Ratchet, Ironhide, all them guys because they were doing stuff. Wheeljack, and Ratchet building Dinobots. Like
And
where
all
was
the characters
Bumblebee?
are great, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
but
Yeah,
where
all
was
of them.
Bumblebee? I want like if you wanted me to love Bumblebee, if for me being a G1er, Bumblebee would have had to do a lot more in them cartoons than he did. A lot more. Like when Michael Bay made him the ultimate hero badass that that he is today,
Yeah,
it was like hard for me to grasp because it's like wasn't he a scout? Like he didn't get in any real battles or anything. He
you
wasn't
know,
the big badass.
you know what the new Bumblebee really is? He's really
Rodimus.
hot right now. No, he's hot rod.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, you said Rodimus. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's hot
yeah,
rod. Yeah, he's
yeah.
hot rod with Bumblebee, and then he can't talk.
And for
Yeah,
all you
that's it.
folks out there that have not watched G1 Transformers the movie, when you watch Hot Rod, you ain't gonna get this French
we're
weirdo
saying
robot dude.
we're saying some controversial shit right now, man. We're gonna get some
That's all
comments
right.
like, "Look at these guys,
Hey, you know what?
hot rod."
That's
No.
you know that's the best thing about being a Transformers fan. You don't have to like everything, but in the end, this is why I love saying this. We all bleed Energon. We all love something about Transformers, and we all can relate with it. Okay,
Sure.
no matter what, it's all badass. And Hot Rod is badass.
So you want to know what I'm working on right now?
Yep, of course we
All right.
do. We all want to know.
All right. So, okay. So, movie's coming out September 6th. There's going to be a YouTube premiere. You can chat, whatever. But it'll be freely available after that. Knock on wood. And and yeah, and watch it as many times as you want. I recommend a YouTube Premium subscription so you get better video quality. I think that also gets you 4K. I don't know if you don't have premium, if you're stuck at 1080, you can still see the 60 frames though. So, but yeah, that's what I recommend. And yeah, so what I'm working on now. So my overall goal here is like I really want like new Transformers fans to see this movie. Like I don't think that they've seen it,
No.
and it just blows my mind that they haven't seen this movie. So that's sort of been my overall goal here is to get new fans, like my kid neighbors over here. Like those guys like Transformers, but they sort of think it's just okay, you know. And like and they haven't seen this movie.
Yeah.
And I showed it to a friend of mine. This friend is 31, but anyway, I consider him a kid compared to me. But
Favors. Yep.
so growing old. But so I showed him this movie for the first time, the reformat version of it, and the dude was like crying. I mean, it was like it was crazy. He fucking loves, excuse my language, he loves the movie, loves it. He's like, this is like the like the best Transformers. Like, why have I not seen it? Why don't we know about this movie? So that's been my ultimate goal. And what I'm working on right now, I think it's really going to blow people's minds. It's if you look at your phone here, right? Um, so let me clear my all my personal crap. Do I have anything on my home? Okay, no. All right. So if you look at my right. So most people when they watch, I mean, that's my wallpaper, by the way, for the movie. You
That's
go
sick.
I got them on my Jugglehead Facebook page if you want. If you want that one, I got Optimus also. Anyway, so when you're watching, most kids these days like they consume their media like this, not like this, but like this.
Yep.
And so that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing a portrait version of the Transformers movie reformat. And what's so special about it is it uses the open mat version. So you're getting, the widescreen version. You're cutting off like a good
Yeah.
amount of picture on the top and the bottom. So you're gonna see that in the portrait version. You'll see that extra, but because you can't just say, all right, here's the movie, and you see the center of the picture. You can't do that because there's
Yeah.
stuff happening on the left and the right. Bots fly back and forth. They walk back and forth. Things happen back and forth. So there's there's reframing of the picture, and there's when you see an animated movie, when they animate a scene, they sort of do it like they do it once, and then if you look at the credits, they have like cinematographer. What is a cinematographer for an animated movie, right?
Yeah.
Well, they actually they used cameras, and they panned, they zoomed in and out, they did all sorts of things, and to the wide thing that the wide animation the wide animation that they've done.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what I'm doing here is like I'm doing additional animation. So I've done the first. I'm right in the middle of the Autobot Decepticon battle. I've done all the way up till there to that, and it's like, and I'm watching it, and this is a new way of watching this movie. A lot of people don't like watching movies or anything like this, and I don't really blame you. But the way that I'm approaching this here is like legit. So nothing's missed, and this is truly like this is like this is getting to be like a true reformat because it's not just the visuals. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's adding another layer of storytelling to this movie. Um, so yeah, I mean, this is it's what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put it on TikTok, where all the kids are,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna cut the movie up into a series so they can just, if
Yeah.
they hit one of them, they'll go, oh my god, this looks amazing. Oh, there's more, and then they can start over. They can whatever, and they can just consume it that way. That's what
So
the kids are doing. So that's what I'm gonna do.
so I've been saying this to you're familiar with Robeson, right? They're self-transforming Transformers. Back when they first came out with Optimus Prime, I talked to the general manager for like 2 hours on the phone, and he told me a couple secrets of what they're going to do. And one of my biggest things was this: if you're doing a sound wave, you need to put an MP4 player in his chest so we can watch episodes. And he was like, "But the format isn't going to fit it." I'm like, "Who cares? Just do it." Now you're
Right.
saying that you're going to fix that. Could you imagine having your own sound wave to watch shit on, and you fix the format so it's perfect and you can actually see everything? That'd be so sick. But again, I see this too. A lot of people have been watching stuff on their smartwatches too,
Is
not just their
that right?
phone. Yeah. Like I see people
Oh,
on the bus, they're like this, and I'm like, what are they doing? And then they got their phone in their hand like this, and they're like watching stuff and playing around with their phone and this and I'm like, is this what we're getting to? We got to multitask with our smart devices now too, but they're watching whatever on their phone and doing whatever on their phone. It's like,
that's funny.
so
That's
that'd be
crazy.
awesome if you can have all those different formats for different sizes. You know what I mean? Like that's just
Yeah,
awesome. That'd be
I'm not sure how that would. Well, okay, so the first version of the movie that I'm releasing is a widescreen version. The 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 reformat movie is like I've taken the full frame version of the movie, so I have the full frame version. But I'm not releasing that. I was going to release that first, but I decided against it because everyone was like, "Oh, why not the widescreen version? Isn't that better?" And I just think for a more mainstream sort of thing, like I just wanted something that people would just accept by default.
yeah,
Uh, and so I'm releasing that, but at some point I'm going to release the full frame version, which is the uncropped 4:3 version. So and I wonder how that would work. I'm sure that would be better to see on like a smartwatch or something.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
probably.
like I wish that the technology would catch up to this, where you actually download both versions. Where you have the widescreen and the short screen, so that if you do flip your phone while you're watching it, all of a sudden it goes to the widescreen version without the skip of a beat. You know what I mean? That'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool. Like,
yeah. That's sort of doing that. Like if you have YouTube Premium, you can like yeah, because my phone is like really wide, um, and this is a Pixel, and so like it'll show pillar boxes. Um, it'll show pillar boxes on the sides, but you can double click and then it'll crop the top and the bottom, and then you don't see the pillar boxes.
yeah.
So it's sort of getting there, but like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement. The problem is though, like if people frame, you, like if you have content that you're cutting off, that's important and needs to be seen. That's
Yeah.
really the trouble here. So
Yes, it is.
that's why this portrait version of reformat is going to address that. And
So, like,
this is something I'm putting time into this thing.
yeah.
This is not an easy thing to do here. This is
Well,
There's
you got talent, man, for sure. If you're doing all this by yourself, you're a workhorse. You're a machine, man. Are you
yeah,
sure you're not a transformer?
yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah, I'm into Robotech,
Oh,
Macross,
that's sick. Oh,
and
wait. Before you go on, tell everybody else that's watching this and that's going to watch this in the future. Tell them what other sick things that you have done so far that's on your channel because I've been watching quite a bit. You've done other things, so tell them what else they'll find on your channel besides Transformers because maybe they will like that too as well. Maybe you'll get into more of that stuff too if more people like it, right?
yeah. Well, I mean, I have a new channel. I have another channel that's my own, and I've got some like this is not on Jugglehead, and Jugglehead is really more about like, uh, frankly, working with properties that I don't own, frankly. So that's what that channel is. I have my own channel, and I have a bunch of stuff on there. It's nothing interesting, I don't think. Like there's some short films and stuff. I'm yeah, I mean, but nothing nothing. Yes, but on my Jughead, I've the only other thing I have on there. This is a new channel. I pretty much created it just for this, but I'm going to continue on. I'm going to do other stuff. And I'm going to release content. Uh, I'm going to release a lot. Like I'm releasing things every week, so this is not going to change. So yeah. So what's on there right now is the first of one of two of the first 11 episodes of Captain Power HD. I'm calling it Captain Power HD. It's the original 87 live action TV show, and it's a fantastic show. It's one of the shows that was a sort of a sacrifice, along with Transformers in a sense, but it was one of the shows that was called out for being too violent in the 80s, and
Yeah.
but the show itself is just like I consider it a masterpiece science fiction show. It's a show that's made for the kid in us, not for
Yeah.
kids.
Yep.
And we never really we have like a couple like a crappy DVD set, and they load it. I think there's only two DVDs, and they load a bunch of episodes on each DVD, so they're really compressed. So using these new video processing tools, I did a hell of a lot of cleanup on them.
Yeah.
So they're like the best you can. If you've never seen Captain Power, this is the first 11
Now,
episodes and they're all treasures, man. They're all like
so, but
awesome.
now, if people watch this and they got the gun still, does it work?
No, no, it doesn't.
That'd be
Yeah,
so sick.
yeah. It's possible, but like. Yeah, you have to. The show is 29.97, it's 30 frames a second, and that show I didn't do any frame interpolation, so like there's no extra frames there. That's what would be required in a sense. Like it needs to be a 60 frame signal for that to work, I think.
I think that
But
show was so ahead of its time that it could work in today's type of 7 second kid type situation. Can you imagine a
yeah,
Captain Power of today? Like, let's scrap Captain Power, but the Walking Dead TV show, you can now shoot zombies in the head, or something,
sure.
right? Like
Yeah,
that would be so sick.
that would
You
be
have
sick.
Daryl's freaking crossbow sitting in your living room, and you're shooting like they're getting chased by zombies, and then it shows you, oh, you can start killing zombies now, and you just pop, 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 and they're just going
Yeah,
off.
man.
That would
Yeah,
be so awesome.
that'd be
Like,
dope, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
I guess they don't want people shooting their TVs or something. I don't know. Who knows
listen, you can't take.
who knows what excuses these guys make.
I know, but you know what? I look at it this way: you're robbing kids of their childhood, and like you say, you're taking away from their innocence with the violence. Well, guess what? You are preparing these people for being adults with this stuff, man, because this is a real
Absolutely.
world. Stop messing
Absolutely.
around. Stop making excuses. All you Karens out there, yeah, I said Karens, go learn how to bake wood and let us have our fun.
Oh man, I mean, yeah, I mean, and Captain Power, it's like in Transformers, Robotech, GI Joe. Like we don't think about when we think about those shows, we don't think about like shooting things. We think about
No,
like the themes and the characters and the sacrifices and that's what we think about. We're not thinking. I mean, the cool stuff is blowing shit up, but like when we think about it, we're going through a life experience or whatever, and we think about, oh, I remember when Duke did this, or I remember when Optimus Prime did that,
yeah,
and uh, you know, um, and so yeah, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous, I think, and and the other thing, frankly, it's a little. Well, I don't know if I want to go there. I don't, but yeah, I mean, it's like it's like what like I
I
remember,
li-
like I used to watch like Smurfs, and like this is in the '80s, all right, not yesterday, but in the '80s. I used to watch like Smurfs. Every now and then I'd watch like Rainbow Bright, Care Bears. Those shows were actually fairly good, you know. And I didn't watch all of them, Not I would like not religiously like Transformers or anything, but if they were on, like I would watch it. I'd watch it. Like they like Care Bears was Hasbro. They brought they put as much effort into Care Bears as they put into Transformers.
well, they were
And
just trying to take over. Like, you got to remember, Hanna Barbera went down, and they had this opportunity to fill a spot,
sure,
you know. And here's all this stuff that they have. Why not run with it? They did back then. Look how many shows that they put out. They almost went bankrupt just by putting out a whole bunch of shows and not getting any returns in their toys. And it was like they had to wait for that return from all them toys. And once they did, it was like some of them shows fell to the side. Some of them shows didn't keep continuing, but they did continue with a lot of stuff, right? And they did keep
yeah,
making more and more. And then the toys started catching up, and then it was all about the toys. Like, they had genius marketing for them toys. Okay, when I first seen the Dinobots come out, oh, you got all the Dinobots.
oh my
I
God,
was
yeah,
like, oh my god, I got
yeah, that
Wheeljack,
was really
I got Ratchet right here. Dude, you know how many times I played Wheeljack and Ratchet, made the Dinobots when I got them all?
sure.
Like, come on, and like there
And
was
they're all
no thought in my
chrome.
head
They're
of
all
oh,
chrome.
destruction. Yeah,
Like the
like there
toys
was no
themselves are
thought.
like works of art, man. Like
Yeah,
the toys, they're a little dated to today's standards, but like even if like I have a not not around here, but I've got like Shozi had those reissues,
yep,
those G1 reissues. They weren't like frankly they weren't lame like the Hasbro released ones. Like I think those are kind of lame. Like when
yeah,
I want a G1 toy, I want it like I want the chrome on there. I
yes,
want the vacuum chrome, right? And I want the friggin' hollow thing, and I want the original art. Like I mean, I like the new artwork that they have on there. That's probably the best selling point on those things is the boxes, but yeah, so the Show Z stuff, man, like those toys. And by the way, those Show Z, those are really good, man. Like those reissues, they really did a good job. I don't know what company, they sort of keep that under wraps, but yeah, I mean, like I when I got my Hound, like I was like, when I opened that thing up, I was like, holy shit, this is like the Hound that I got as a kid. I was
yeah,
like exactly, you know, it's like unbelievable. So yeah, I mean, I think that they're just works of art. They are true works of art. Those toys, just the concept themselves. and the whole presentation, the sculpt, and the engineering behind it, and the characterization that they gave them. And yeah, I mean, I understand that Marvel and Hasbro sort of added another layer onto what was originally the Microman stuff or whatever. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter how you get somewhere, just that you got there.
Yep.
And so yeah, so all that stuff is just like, it's just true treasures, in my opinion. And you know but yeah, I was just bringing up Care Bears and stuff because I was like, those shows weren't for boys, you know, but they were still appealing. And I remember like my I don't have any siblings, but like I would go over to my friends' houses and stuff. And I remember like their sisters like used to watch like Transformers and GI Joe and stuff, and like
Yeah.
there was a lot to like in those shows, like for both boys and girls. So like, girls like to watch like manly stuff, and boys like to watch girly stuff, as long as it's true to truly girly and truly manly, like there's a
And,
cross there, I think.
and see, and look, forever I wouldn't watch. Like I said, I wouldn't watch Beast Wars. But then here I'm watching Beast Wars, and they're throwing in all these female characters, and I was like, oh wow, I could see a girl getting into this because there's now all these female characters. You got to remember,
Yeah.
first 2 seasons of G1, there was no girls. Like really, there
Yeah.
was no girls except for
Yeah.
humans,
And
right?
those,
So like,
and
how
those,
is a girl going to get involved with that, right? Like they didn't make a segue for that until the movie,
yeah.
and
And,
the
and, and those
RC,
characters, like Black Arachne and stuff, like they were good characters,
yeah.
like really good. And like they had arcs, they had flaws, ideals. They weren't they weren't blindly following the leader. They were thinking for
They all had
themselves.
hidden agendas. All had hidden agendas. They were
Yeah,
all. You knew they were bad guys straight up. They didn't. They had this massive leader that was just ferocious, but they still had their own shit that they were doing behind his
sure.
back. Constantly.
Yeah,
I was like, man, this is some
yeah.
spy versus spy shit right
Oh
here.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely,
I was like,
absolutely.
this is the great
And
stuff.
even the Maximals is similar. Like Rat Trap was
Yep.
like a little bitch sometimes, and
Oh yeah.
it's like and Rhinox, like no one's, if Rhinox puts his foot down, it's not happening. It's like
Yep.
and yeah, I mean that sort of thing. I think it really elevated. Like I really like the writing with the G1, but like I think that the overall writing is better. It's just improved. I'm just talking about the writing. Like G1 was like its own thing. You can't. It's such a tough comparison comparing like Beast Wars and it's just I don't think it's even fair to compare.
See,
But
for me,
they're-
this is what I think. If they would have made Beast Wars like anime and not this um, like digital stuff, okay, I honestly think every G1er would have been, this is great right off the bat. But it was hard to swallow back then. Like I was watching Reboot. I was watching Reboot, not that. It was always on before Reboot, but I would watch Reboot and I wouldn't watch it. And like
Wait,
I
so
was
you, because like I was a huge Reboot fan. I mean, I've like Reboot was like awesome. It's sort of like it's all the same creatives, right? So
I
like yeah,
know.
Reboot is the same. It's like yeah, the same thing that like yeah, when I was it mainframe, I think they called it
Yep.
mainframe entertainment or something. But
Yep.
yeah,
Mainframe.
when I learned that the Reboot guys were doing Transformers, I was like, "Oh my God, this is going to be incredible!" Because I know what like they were capable of with Reboot in terms of just the writing, and they had all the same creatives. So yeah, I mean, I was super jazzed about it. I was like, "Holy shit!" Like this is like in a sense, this is similar to what I'm doing here with like new technology and stuff. So
Yes, but yours looks clean like the cartoons. But we're gonna cut this short because I am losing light here. Just give me a minute
oh
to
yeah, you're
say, yeah, say what I got to say about this giveaway, and then we'll get back to you and end the
right.
interview. All right. So
Okay.
guys, don't forget, I don't know how well you can see this now, but it's pretty damn dark. But if you join the channel, you have a chance to win this. It is the TFCon exclusive female Galvatron from Mastermind of Creations, and there will be other also giveaways. And just a quick show. There she is. That's what you're gonna get. So if you're interested in that and you like Transformers and you love Transformers, support the channel. That's what you gotta do. So let's get back to the interview and we'll wrap this up. I want to thank you so much for coming on. It was great talking to you. We talked prior, but yeah, bro, what you're doing
Yeah.
is fantastic. Don't stop. Keep going. I can't wait to see the more retro stuff that you come out with. And honestly, I'm gonna make a suggestion here, and this might not be your thing or whatever, but bro, if you ever did a RoboCop trailer, I think you could kick
Oh
ass way
man.
better than they could do, bro. You know?
There's a I think there's a RoboCop modern. Yeah, they have modern trailers, but they're sort of like gimmicky, you know.
Yes. I want to see kick ass like a horror movie, like it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like even though RoboCop's not a horror movie, it was supposed to be, but it's not. You know, like it was in that sci-fi horror type thing, but
It's
it
like
didn't
my
turn out
favorite
that.
movie.
I
Talk about
love
my
it, man.
favorite movie, RoboCop. Yeah, so
Yeah. So like again, everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe to Jugglehead Creations and watch that trailer. You guys gotta see it. Whether you never seen any Transformer stuff at all, just watch this. It's worth it, I promise you. So anything you want to say before you go?
uh no, it's good talking, man.
Yeah.
We got a good rapport going on here, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Okay,
And
so
yeah.
before you go, I started a new segment. I'm going to try to do this every single Sunday mornings. I know it'll be a little bit different for you because of the time and everything else like that. But what I'm doing is doing a Sunday morning cartoons throwback. Okay, now we all watch Saturday morning cartoons, but this is a Sunday morning throwback, and this is what I do. I want to talk about retro stuff and episodes and toys and all that kind of stuff from back in the day when we used to watch these cartoons. And I want to bring in stuff like, again, Smurfs, Care Bears, whatever, Captain Power, all that kind of stuff. But I want to get it out there for this new generation of people that are getting into Transformers and other things like this, even if they're getting into the new Power Rangers, whatever. I want to throw this back in there for them to experience what we experienced and give our opinions about what we see today, what worked back then, what works today, and what they can do to improve stuff and all that kind of stuff, including the toys. Because as we all know, Transformers is so big that they have to have third-party companies making their Transformers because it's just too big. They can't handle the whole load. And I'm sure that's for G.I. Joe, for He-Man, for everything across the board. So we're going to have to talk about you joining up for some of them episodes. And again, the further you go along with this Transformer stuff, we're going to get you back on and talk about it. Again, I'm going to tell other people
I'm
about
down.
you, but it was great to have you on. Thank you for coming. And, like always, we all bleed Energon, so support each other. So let's end this up, and I'll see you in a couple minutes offline here. And yeah, goodbye, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching.